PvP's like a bit of a seesaw, Artosis. You put like a tiny weight on one side and everything goes out of balance. It tips so quickly.
Well said, man. You are actually full of really good metaphors today, Jorasar.
Hope it doesn't end anytime soon. I'll like come up with a horribly bad one and the stream just goes silent.
That could happen. All right, well, we are starting this next map. It's going to be Daybreak. The game has already loaded, so let's get in there and discuss what they might end up doing.
All right, guys, here we are. And in the top right-hand corner of Daybreak, we have the person who unfortunately went down in that previous game. A couple of small mistakes allowing his very, very skilled foe to catch him off guard. It is Grubby. But his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner has also had a game taken off him with that excellent DT strategy in game number 1. He's brought it back to level pegging, but he has to go one step further to take the series. Or rather, go 2-1 up. Pardon me, best of 5. We have Stardust Light.
All right, so here we are in Daybreak. And Daybreak's a pretty standard PvP map. And it's one where Blink Observer, not so good. You can definitely go Blink. You can definitely go Observer for Robo. You can definitely go DTs. You can go Phoenixes, or some sort of something else in there, whether it's an all-in or trying to get up a pretty fast expansion off of just gateways. You can try all that stuff. So the mind gaming on a map like this, in some ways, is harder. It's like, well, there's this huge amount of strategies available. There isn't one that's the best. So how do I choose which one I do?
Exactly. You have to really try to get inside your opponent's head, and of course you then risk overthinking it as well.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. Like you mentioned, Artosis, Blink, a little bit less common on this map. You have that massive chasm, for instance, on one side of the main base that you can't really blink across. So it's not like, for example, on Cloud Kingdom or Antigua, where there's just lots and lots of space for you to use that blink. But of course, that's by no means saying that you can't use Blink Stalkers effectively. It's just more like there are fewer ways to sneak into someone's base.
Yeah. All right, well, we should be seeing what Grubby's doing here in just a second. He's actually, Stardust annoying his gas slightly. And, all right, so it's pretty hard to say exactly what he's going to do. I think he wants to go Phoenixes this game. Based upon his build order so far, just the timings of these gases. The second one was delayed, though, so I'm not 100% sure he wanted to get at 18. He may have just, because he sent his probe over there at 18. Anyways, I'll stop boring you guys with these tiny little numbers that can make the difference in the build order. And he's making a second Zealot.
Well, it's right. For those of you who don't know, by the way, if you actually send a unit to like certain positions next to a gas geyser, it can't actually get taken, which is basically what we were seeing just then. So Stardust was trying to prevent Grubby from taking his second gas by keeping his scouting probe there, just being really, really annoying, and therefore delaying it slightly.
Yeah. Now, is Grubby going to go DTs or something? Because he started a second Zealot, which, like, you never make 2 Zealots around. No, it's right into Robo. And, I mean, this could mean several things. He might be going for something as simple as a Robo Expand. He could be going for a Colossus All-In as well. Getting 2 Zealots in a row, I'm not used to this. This is like a different, weird thing. And it may have to do with just the fact that he was stalled out quite a bit. But we'll see.
That's interesting. And what would Stardust read into this, actually? Because I just saw something on the mini-map that was really interesting. When Grubby, with his first Zealot, saw that Stardust was holding the Watchtower with a probe here, he immediately moved the second Zealot away, so he didn't want Stardust to know that he made 2 Zealots.
Yeah, and well, I think with the 2 Zealot one, you know that they're going pretty heavy tech, but yeah, it's like a weird thing. I wonder exactly what that tell would be. If I saw 2 Zealots, I'd think DTs. So I would be going, if I'm going Robo off 2 Zealots, I'd bring that other Zealot right out. Yeah. Let him see it, because I'm like, hey, prepare for DTs, because that's not coming. So I don't really know exactly. We're going to have to see, but it looks like Grubby just, I guess he's going to be taking an expansion here.
And that probe, that little sneaky probe hiding underneath the Real Men drill a deep sign there. Twilight Cancel now complete for Stardust. And it looks like Grubby is potentially going to be the recipient of his own medicine here with a Dark Shrine coming out of our Light player. Yeah. But he already has his Robo up and an Observer flying out across the map, so he's going to think that medicine tastes awful good.
I know. It's going to be like Pepto-Bismol. He's going to fly right in there and slurp it down.
What? No, man.
As a kid, I loved Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol tastes abysmal. That's the rhyme.
That's the rhyme.
That is the rhyme.
That's
Like
not the rhyme.
I actually have raspberry flavored Pepto-Bismol in my medicine cabinet, okay? Because the regular stuff tastes horrible.
When I was a kid, I would fake stomach aches for that stuff, man. It was so good. Well, I don't like it anymore.
The
but
start
whatever.
of your many addictions, Artosis.
Yes,
Pepto-Bismol.
addiction. Well, he's seen the Dark Shrine at this point with his Observer. It looks like Stardust isn't going to cancel. He might not have noticed the Observer coming in, which is kind of rare. Normally you see it coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's going to finish it. And, oh, it's a DT4 gate. I'm sorry. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, so a DT4 gate, this is a good move. And in fact, Grubby needs to go and make a wall at his ramp right now. He needs to cancel that Nexus and make the wall. When you see that they don't have an expansion up, but they have 4 gateways and a Dark Shrine, it means that an Archon is not going to allow you to use any force fields, and you need an actual wall there because their army is going to be stronger than yours.
And that's a very great point, actually, because we have 3 sentries already here. Oh, those force fields doing such a good job, though.
That
no
is important.
Archons anywhere in sight, of course. And right now we have an Immortal giving chase to these Stalkers. They are not going to be seeing the light of day for very much longer. Artosis, both of them going down there. They take the shields only off the Immortal, and that's really blunted this attack.
It has. That was Stardust being too greedy. His build order was perfect for marching up that ramp. Losing that many units, I don't know that this works anymore. And suddenly, Grubby has taken something. He reacted right coming down the ramp, but overall the reaction was a little bit wrong. Anyways, we have actually Zealots in the main base of his opponent. Okay, I guess those got cleaned up. Too much crazy stuff going on, everyone. But yeah, wow, this Stardust chose a great build here, and Grubby didn't react exactly right, but it looks like Stardust still wants to walk up here. Doesn't look like it's going to work out at all, though.
There are 2 Archons, but realistically, they are not going to be able to take this on their own. There are 3 Zealots versus 1, which is a little bit unfortunate. Force field going down for Stardust. Ooh, beautiful stuff coming out here.
That was a really nice one, and with that second Archon, he is still busting through, and now you're beginning to see just how powerful DT4 gate can be. And in fact, I think he'll end up killing all these units. That Archon still has a lot of health on him. Oh, he's not microing it well, though. Oh, he's got to attack with it. He just missed like 3 extra shots, and down it goes.
This is so unbelievably clear. That one force field, Artosis, I think is the best placed force field I've possibly ever seen. What a fantastic play there from Stardust. And now these Zealots are cleaning house. Those Immortals, of course, don't do bonus damage to the Zealots here, and Grubby is starting to struggle just a little bit.
Yeah, and we have even more Zealots warping in. So he's actually just making Zealots non-stop. This is going to come down very much to Grubby's micro as to whether or not he can hold this. And he can actually take out the Nexus, because if he force fields, he gets 1 force field, that Nexus is gone.
He didn't have enough energy for a force field. He's on 44 out of 50. He will very soon have enough energy, which is why he's turning back now. That sentry has enough right this minute. And if Grubby comes down now, we could see a force field. No, not just yet. It looks like the Nexus is probably going to go down. He's using up yeah, there we go. All the shields and all the hit points as well. And a Twilight going down for Grubby now in response.
Yeah, and, well, that's a good response, actually. You probably should tech up to that, because he's going to have a hard time. Well, actually, you know what? No, if he's going for Blink, I get it. But anything else, I'm a little bit confused. I feel like from here, you actually go into a robotics support bay. And then you can just go into Colossus and be like, all right, you know, my tech is actually better long game than his, so I'll make this long.
Yeah, it fits in a little bit more with the sort of end game scenario you're looking at. The build just flows a little bit better that way.
But he's going for a Dark Shrine, and what this is a big risk. He's actually just banking on the fact that there's a possibility Stardust won't make an Observer. And sometimes this happens, because normally after going DTs, if it gets to a situation like this, you always make the Robo, and he does make it. So now we're gonna see, all right, does he have an Observer close enough that he doesn't get completely owned up by DTs?
Well, we'll see what Grubby can do here. He hasn't, of course, seen the Dark Shrine go down just yet. He does, though, have a pylon in the back of the natural expansion of Stardust, so maybe he'll be able to use that to do a little bit of effective damage later on. Right now, though, he's perfectly content to sit in his main base up the ramp. Archon going up just to see what is going on. The Zealots saying, mate, you really don't want to be popping up here right now. And both sides sort of like flexing their muscles a little bit, but everyone backing off.
Yeah.
Has that Observer seen the Dark Shrine? Yes, he has. Okay.
Yeah. Now, has he seen the Robo? Because that's a big part. Now, we do have the Dark Shrine about to finish. Yeah. We do have Speed Zealots on the way for Stardust. We should be seeing some DTs warped in pretty soon here, but this timing should work out for this Observer perfectly.
Stardust sees the pylon as well. Oh, and a DT getting warped in. Oh, it's not actually seen. And it, oh wow, it's actually, oh, it's attacking the Zealots right now. If he just went straight up and got the road, oh no, we've also got the Observer already on the way. But 4 DTs, that is a lot of DPS, Artosis.
It is, but you know, he's going to actually knock that out relatively easily between Zealots and Archons with this Observer.
Ah, there we go.
And yeah, Grubby has to run. In fact, loses his own Observer. That's a little bit annoying.
That is very frustrating. He does have 4 Dark Templar there, so if he decides at any point to do a bit of a push, he could surprise his opponent with a couple of Archons as well. Very similar to the way we saw Stardust do it earlier on in this game. Is he going to pick off that Sentry? Yes, he is. Nice grab there from Grubby.
That's a nice move by Grubby. That is a little DT assassin hit squad going around. And if he can keep doing things like that, he can still be in a pretty reasonable shape. But his Nexus is going to be way later than his opponent, and Stardust already getting that charge upgrade. So Stardust is going to have complete map control, and, you know, I feel like if he scouts pretty well, stops what's going on here, he can easily take a 3rd Nexus and go into Colossi.
Oh, very nice pick off there. Now Grubby getting one of the Observers back for Stardust. And I have to say, Artosis, Grubby has an Observer, so does Stardust. Needs to be careful, he doesn't want to lose that. If he snipes off that Observer, that's the only one Stardust has on the map.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if he could do that and get his DTs out, that would be nice. Now, we do have charge for his opponent here. And, in fact, we do have a Stardust DT in Grubby's main base as well. But here we go. A lot of force fields actually being dropped down right now. And that is clogging up these Zealots quite a bit. Some Stardust not even attacking. A lot of Grubbies actually just sitting there. And Grubby, does he actually have enough here with those DTs mixed in?
Oh,
that's a lot of damage output.
He's doing so unbelievably well. The DT in the main base, by the way, is up to 14 kills at the moment. But Grubby, more importantly, has a huge army inside the main of Stardust right now. There's a DT from Stardust pounding away at it. Did Grubby lose his Observers? No, he didn't. They're just somewhere else at the moment. He'll be bringing them by shortly. And Grubby's up to 60 supply versus the 39 of Stardust. He's looking in good position here to take game number 3.
Yeah, he may actually have done it somehow. I mean, he was in a terrible spot before, actually, and he has fought back tooth and nail and done his damage, caught the right units, made the right composition, and gone in there.
And between Assassin DTs and Spylons, Artosis, Grubby pulling every black trick in the book. But it looks like he is about to do it. We had an Observer out for Stardust, but Grubby just had about 4 DTs with the army just doing DPS rather than trying to be sneaky, and they weren't focused down. So much damage here. And Stardust does have a couple of Archons, but they will actually get wiped out, and I think this is the end of the line. 28 supply and dwindling.
Yeah, and Grubby has taken it. GG, Stardust does say. Wow, that was actually... that should have gone Stardust's way with the initial reactions, how it was going down, but Grubby just going right into those Archons himself. It worked out perfect, man. It was, wow.